Hey, you got time for a beer? I know I do. Welcome to my show. My name is Jake. It's not Thursday, but I do have a new beer for you. Don't forget you can find me on Untappd, YouTube, and Twitter, all at tubajake_69, and on Instagram at tubajake_. Don't forget to tell me your stories. I like them. I like to tell them. Hopefully you like to hear them because I tell them. My stories tend to be the same ones over and over because I've done some really cool things, but also I learned a lot about storytelling from my grandfather, and he told circular stories. So I'll catch you up eventually, but I can't guarantee that I'm going to finish the story. So the beer I've got for you today is from Brewery Nyx. They're out of Grand Rapids. This is their gluten-free blonde. It says it is, the profile is citrus and honey, bright and refreshing. Crafted and created by Brewery Nyx, Grand Rapids, Michigan, a dedicated gluten-free brewery. It also says that it's made from millet, water, rice, hops, yeast. I think water comes first, but nonetheless, millet was the one that stood out. Should be pretty good. I kind of want to try this one. Get this guy open. Now, this is kind of on the higher end of 4-packs that I've ever bought. I want to say it's like 28 bucks for the 4-pack, which seems like a lot to me. But also, as a person who knows that they do better if they do stuff gluten-free, this might be helpful. We'll find out. There were at least 3 different ones that I saw there. There is an IPA, stout, something dark anyway, and this, the blonde. And I looked at them and I was like, well, that one's 7%, that one's 4.5%. I think this one's 4.5%. And the other one was like 6. So I figured I'd try this one first just to see what it's like. It's a blonde, so you're expecting something blonde. This one is lightish. I mean, it looks a lot lighter than, as far as I can tell, because all of the light is coming at me, so it looks lighter to me than it would to you because none of the light is shining through for you guys. It's a little cloudier than I might have expected, but blondes generally tend to be ales, and ales tend to be a little bit more cloudy because there's more yeast in them. So you get more particulates and there's stuff floating around in there. And it sounds gross, but that's exactly what it's supposed to be like. So we're good there. I'm kind of intrigued as to what this actually tastes like. I haven't had many gluten-free beers, like 2 or 3 maybe. The biggest problem is the cost efficiency of drinking gluten-free beer. It smells sweet. There's a sweet to it on the back of my throat, or in the back of my palate, I guess you would say. Mostly what I'm getting is hops. I mean, like hops and water, which, surprise, those are in there. But yeah, there's a little bit of yeast flavor in there, but it's not anything that's overwhelming. Like there are a lot of like Belgian, actually it's usually Belgian wheats that I'm like, I just can't get behind them. I think it's the bubblegum banana flavor, and it's not my favorite. But this doesn't have that, not at all. Maybe not at all. Maybe not at all. This one is light enough and balanced enough with the hops that this tastes pretty good. I mean, would I be disappointed if somebody was like, hey, try this blonde ale? It tastes really good. I'd be like, it tastes pretty good. It really does. Not only that, sorry about all the ums. I'm doing that a lot that I've just noticed, so I'll try not to. This one it's drinking lighter than I've had other blonde ales. I mean, it's at 4.5%, so it's possible that that's the only thing, but I don't think it is. I think it's got something to do with the way that the millet ferments. And you're not getting any of the gluten in there, which, I mean, it's like extra stringy, still like gelatinous whatnot that would be in there that's not in there because it doesn't have that. I'm surprised there's not like sorghum or something like that in there too, but sorghum would make it darker. I'm gonna guess that their dark beer stout, I think is what they called it, is done with sorghum because it's gonna make it darker. Man, that's really good. Is there a beer that this reminds me of? The one that keeps popping in my head is the Atwater Dirty Blonde. Like I said, sorry for the yums. Atwater Dirty Blonde just keeps popping in my head just because, I mean, blonde ales and pretty ladies on the cans, because she's kind of hot in a deep, dark way. But that one, yeah, the Atwater Blonde, Dirty Blonde, I believe is what they call it. Kind of hazy, which this one is also. I'm sure that there are several other blondes that are just like this one, except, you know, a lot less gluten in this. I'd say I'd find out how that does for my insides tomorrow, but it won't matter. I've already had a few today. It's a day off, why wouldn't I? Plus, it's one of those drinking holidays, you know. May the 5th. Revenge of the 5th. Now, Cinco de Mayo. It is the 5th of May. Although most of what I drank today was just shorts. I think I had one from lagers, and then the other ones that I drank besides this one were from shorts. Because I've got a bunch of those. That apparently they're doing a reset at my Meijer, and like all of the good beer is on clearance. It's great. And the guys that are stocking it have absolutely no idea what's going on with price tags and stuff. And they put a 12-pack of mule beer in with where there should have been a 12-pack of the Power of Love, and it rang up at $18, and I got it for less than that. It should have rung up at like $12, $13, like $12.97, I think is what the price tag said. But I got it for less than 18, which is nice. Does this remind me of a story? You know, it's really weird, because the story that this sort of reminds me of is an amalgamation of like two different ones, really. My friend Dave Bailey lived on a lake in Traverse City. Now, this was not the lake in Traverse City, because it was not there, but a lake in Traverse City. It was a very nice house. Lead up to the lake, there was lots and lots of open grass and field and open grass between the lake and the house. It was a very nice house, big enough for a family. I mean, I think they had mom and dad, Dave and his sister. His sister was significantly older than he was, like at least 10 years. So Dave pretty much got the run of the place most of the time. Where is a better place to have a bonfire except for by a lake? I mean, like out in the middle of the woods, but let's be real here. By a lake is way better, because everything's better next to water. I think I've been there twice. The one time was New Year's Eve into New Year's Day. I think U of M was playing in the Rose Bowl, and I went with my brother. So this was probably like 2005, 2006, somewhere around in there. It was a very late night, and we got home just as the game was ending. So because we got up just in time to see the game start, and then had to drive home from Traverse City. It's a distance. And then the other time was just after Dave's wedding. Dave's first wedding. I had a blast that day. It was great fun. I don't quite remember exactly how I got back to Dave's house, which is probably, and I don't know if it's better or not, but it's a thing. I do remember that I ended up in the lake, and I didn't bring any shorts to swim in. And my brother was there again, which was strange, but there were also other people there, and they were of the opposite sex also going in, and they didn't have swimsuits either. It was a good time. I think that the Dark Lady, the Dark Angel that's there on the can kind of reminded me of that, just because it was dark there and felt welcoming. It was great. I liked that there. So anyway, I've got a quote for you. This one is from Tennessee Williams, poet, playwright, philosopher. I think he went to my church one time. I'm not positive though. Anyway, he said, "We live in a perpetually burning building, and what we must save from it all the time is love." That one hurts, because I don't know exactly what I'm looking for when it comes to love, but I mean, look for it. Look for it like it's not going to be there later. Look for love like the house is burning down around you, and that's the one thing that you need to have to get out of the house. That's the way you need love. Anyway, don't forget, you can find me at tubajake_69 at Untapped, YouTube, Twitter, and then at Instagram, you can find me at tubajake_. Don't forget to tell me your stories. I like to hear them. Hopefully you do too, because I'm going to tell you stories. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because when you do that, other people get to see this, because that drives what they do. So please do that. I think that's all I got for you. I'll see you next time when you got time for a beer.